Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Understanding the Stack and Tilt System. We're here at the wonderful TSG Academy at Zion Hills Golf County. So in this episode I'm going to talk about some myths that have been created around the Stack and Tilt system. And I think the first one is that Stack and Tilt actually causes injuries, and nothing could be further from the truth. Stack and Tilt, the system, because it actually understands how the spine moves and the important movements of the human body, it actually prevents injury. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. We see a lot of people with a lot of lower back injuries. Now, in episode 1, I spoke about how the spine has to actually extend in your backswing, right? Now, a lot of players have been told, or maybe are still told, to keep the knee flexed. Now, if I keep the knee flexed in the backswing, we call that the resistance model, where you resist with your lower body, resist the turn of the upper body to create more power. And that's actually one of the key things that actually injures players. And in the system, the Stack and Tilt system, we talk really about how the knee has to extend in the backswing. That actually gives your hips much more freedom to turn, create more depth in the backswing with the hips. And most importantly, think about this. If I have to extend my spine but keep my knee flexed, you will notice I can't extend my spine. So now here's where it actually creates a lot of a problem with a lot of people's backs, is that they're trying to extend their spine without extending the knee. So that's like me keeping the knee flexed and trying to extend, and the more I do that, the more it's putting pressure on my lower back, and that's where the injury stems from. So extending the lead knee is very, very critical, and again was really recognized by the Stack and Tilt system many years ago as an important factor for turning and saving your back in the backswing. Another myth that's out there is that you have to be very strong, or you have to have a very strong core to actually be able to swing with this system. But the funny thing is you don't, right? Because if you look at most of the movements, they're actually really ergonomically built so that your body can make them without too much of an effort. Simply put, you might have an older player who really has a problem turning his spine, and if you teach him how to extend the knee, suddenly you see he's got much more of a range of motion with his thoracic spine. Another myth that we see, hear about a lot with Stack and Tilt is that you come in very steep into the ball. Well, that's really not true. Now, even though I have weight on my lead side, which again is really going to help me find that ball first, the key movement coming down for any good player is a slide of the hips, which actually gets you into a little bit more of a secondary tilt with your upper body, and the spine begins to extend, which actually makes you shallow out through impact, which actually raises the handle through impact. So you hit nice, crisp, shallow divots, and you don't come in steep at all. Another myth is with the driver, and a lot of people talk about how if you swing it using the system, the driver goes very low. Again, not very true. Now think about it, the ball position with the driver is much further ahead, which means it's going to require a bigger slide of my hips to move forward to reach the ball, which again creates more secondary tilt and again creates more of an upward action. But what Stack and Tilt does is it creates better ball speed, because we do advocate having the hands forward through impact, which reduces the spin loft and creates much more ball speed through the shot.